Hi, I'm Bobby Hopkins. I'm running for County Commissioner District 2 here in St. Lucie County. I'm your candidate for that spot. I've lived here 47 years locally here, and I've also been a business owner for 37 of those years, self-employed business owner. I've got 4 kids that I've raised. I've got 5 other ones that I've helped raise. I've got 12 grandkids, and I've got 2 one great grandkid, another one on the way. So I'm very vetted into our community. For the last 4 years, I've been on the Planning and Zoning Board, working on the Planning and Zoning Board for the issues that were taking place here in our county. Also, the last 5 years, I've been working on the Harbor Advisory Committee, which is now the Port of Fort Pierce Advisory Committee. Understanding the things that we need to do with our port, I think our port is going to bring great jobs and things into our community. I'm also locally a pastor, so I've been a pastor for about 10 years here in St. Lucie County. So I've also seen the issues, seen the things that are taking place in our county. I've had a business degree in management. I've been creating jobs since 1981 in our community. Matter of fact, I've created so many jobs with our community. Some of the guys are now in business. So when you train them well, they go on their own. So I've been very fortunate to see those things take place. So creating jobs is one of the main things that we need to do in our community. We got to find opportunities for our young people to stay here, raise their families here like I have in St. Lucie County. And I need your vote on August 28th for County Commissioner District 2. My webpage is votebobbyhopkins.com. Thank you. Well, I believe here in St. Lucie County, for one thing is, we have no meandering waterways. So for discharges from our canals can go into an area where it can be filtered through to come back out into our canals, which will allow some of the pollutants to dissipate into the ground and take care of some of the issues that we're having. I am really hoping that the thing takes place where a lot of the water goes to South Florida. But here locally oyster beds are an important thing, that you can put oyster beds around our waterways, which will allow oysters take any pollutants out of the water. So I think there's some oyster beds, there's some things that we need to do in our community that will help make those things. Also, we got to watch the pollutants that are actually coming out from the runoffs of our thing. We have to have better business management opportunities for our people in our county, so that the runoffs in our own county will not affect our waterways. Well, the Auto Board of Florida, as a county commissioner, I wish I could stop that. But it's something that is not in my hands or in our hands as county commissioners to be able to stop that. My thoughts on it, I would love for it, if it was going through our area, I would love for it to stop here and be a part of our community. It's not. I'm very concerned about the railways coming through our areas. I have friends of mine that work for the railroad. My son works for the railroad, as a matter of fact. And they hit people doing 35 miles an hour and 25 miles an hour in our areas, let alone someone doing 60 miles an hour and 100 miles an hour. I'm very concerned about our citizens and the people that are there, because they're not used to those fast trains coming through. And if we're hitting them at 35 miles an hour, what's going to happen when they come through at 60? So I'm very concerned about our citizens in our county. I don't like the idea of those trains going that fast in our county, but Brightline has a way with I wish could be a way that we could stop it. Unless the funding stops from the government, I'm sure that's going to end up going through us. I don't like it, but that's just where I'm at. Well, with the county infrastructure, of course, there are I'm hoping this half-cent tax that's coming up is going to be a help for our infrastructure. I think that here in St. Lucie County, we have the burden has always been on the homeowners in our community, and I think this half-cent tax coming up is going to be a help for us because that will spread out that cost over the county to everyone that comes here. Everybody uses our roads; they need to pay for our roads. In the past, if all falls on the citizens here of St. Lucie County, they use our parks. They need to help pay for our parks, you know. And so I think that's one part. I think again in the environmental part of it, we've just got to be very, very strict on the sewage that goes into our rivers, the things that take place in our rivers. We need, like I said, better business practices for the chemicals and the runoffs that come into our rivers. It's very important that we really watch what we are doing in our county and there are some things here in our county that we need to clean up. There are some things that have took place over the years that we need to clean up. And I think it's very important for our environmental part that we have to keep it safe. It's like when we are now looking for yachts to come into our community for a clean source of working in our community. So instead of the shipping that comes in here. So there are things that we're looking at doing that will help make our county a better place. Well, in our county, I believe jobs for the citizens of our county are very important. Our youth, our young people that are coming up. You know, in the past, people that have come here, that live here, end up having to get jobs in other parts of the state to find jobs that will fit them. You know, I think it's very important to put an apprentice program here in our county, in our schools in county. You know, when I was growing up, we had shop, we had electrical, we had air conditioning, we had all these things that we did, and it's training people. Also, we need to have people trained when they come out of high school so that they can actually go into jobs and find jobs and stay here and live here and make an opportunity for their family here and grow a family here. I think that's very important. The economy's picking up, but we still got to have qualified people to fill those positions. And qualified people are those that we can train, as I've done for years. I've trained people in my business to come up to make plasterers or apprentices or things. So we still need to do that same thing here in our county with our students so they can have great paying jobs and live here and raise their families here. Again, I'm Bobby Hopkins, Rutherford County Commissioner, District 2 here in St. Lucie County. You know, in my interview process here today, we've talked about a lot of things. But one of the main things is in our county is opportunities for young people to come up and have opportunities of jobs here in our county. For 37 years now, I've been creating jobs in our county, working in our county, training young people, not only to become laborers, to become plasterers and apprentices and plasterers, but it's training people also in the community. I'm also a pastor here locally also. I watch these young people in our community and their eyes of not having hope and encouragement to take and make those things happen. And that's what I try to bring to my young people on my Wednesday nights when I minister in their lives, because it's to bring hope and tell them that they are incredibly made because they have incredible things for them to do in their life. Encouraging them to realize that not the circumstances of life does not have to hold you to where you're at. You can look beyond that. And so, you know, in this county, in my arm wrestling things that I've done in my life, I've had a lot of businessmen in our community help me get to where I'm at today. And I'm doing the same thing. When you've been given a lot, you want to give back. And that's why I'm running for this office, to give back to our community. Not only give back, but make sure that I have got my kids and my grandkids that I owe it to make a better community for them, and also a better community for your kids and your family. So please vote Bobby Hopkins on August 28th. I need your vote so I can help run this community for you. I want to be your champion. Thank you. VoteBobbyHopkins.com is my website.